many things, but hopefully we'll nail this cast.
I've heard conflicting reports.
Let's get into it. An all-important game, especially for Cloud9. Astralis guarantee the final at this point. We'll see if Cloud9 can make their way there and jump over Na'Vi. What a task it will be, though, Matt, to take down the world's best here. They've been stunning, though. No one expected anything from this mishmash of players. Refresh coming in, never played this level of CS before, but here they are in contention for the grand final. They do have to win this game, or at least get a draw. We'll see what they can do as we head into round number 1. It will be automatic with the smoke diffuse kit and a fast approach here from Astralis. 3 players towards the top and middle. We've got Zipex at the end of the apartments there, and lovely Device holding Banana. We'll see what he can do. As they get mid-control, they'll just bide their time. Flashbang comes out, and that might set Zipex up for the commitment towards the pit.
Toward the pit. Shroud in the pit. Summit the pit. Dupree in the rush. He's got him in the head. Refresh. First time you and I will get a chance to cast him in person, and unfortunately his first appearance and first impression dies hard. He goes down immediately. Kiyoshima's going to get Device. 3-on-3 still, though. Cloud9, remember, if they win this, they find themselves on 12 points, tied with that of Astralis. Look at the positioning from Automatic as they walk in front. Nearly got taken down as well, tagged, but not dead. Zipex will find him instead, but Kiyoshima holds the round. Cloud9 pick it up. Again, they'll tie on 12. If Na'Vi wins their game, we've got a 3-way tie.
There's an odd one there, considering they cleared out the A side, went towards B. They seemed to just overlook the emo position completely. That was kind of odd, but automatic, even with a few scrappy shots, will find both those kills. Kiyoshima to win out on the 1-versus-1 against Zipex. It was Dupree that started the push towards the B bomb site, hitting absolutely everything. You see, they had a huge advantage, but then no one checks this position, a key one. I guess it was the aggro taken from Kyo at the B area, or Banana area, I should say, that's dissuaded them from checking it, and it all falls apart. And it will be Cloud9 with a much-needed pistol round. If they win this game, they will be in the grand final. That's kind of nuts to think of, and it's a great start. It will be the eco here, so presumably the 2-0 coming in. The AK is coming out in the 3rd. Objective for Astralis to get that bomb down if possible. Whether that can be done is yet to be seen. I would say probably not. A couple of kills, though, would be considered a success of this complexion of weaponry. We'll see PD-50s, a CZ, no flashes, no armor. Just waiting for mistakes on the CT side here, ready?
Glaive around the top side of middle. Already has the wall to work with, but taking his sweet time about figuring that out. Smoke goes down in front of him. Further in, 59 seconds. Molotov inside of the apartments. No one's going to push through that. Zipex don't dare. Won't dare. Means the Dupree at quad also has to be careful because Flush, I think, could peek onto him directly. Good crossfire set with the pit. Pretty straightforward. Rush shot an MP9 in that position. Won't quite be able to fire all the way down toward Boiler, so he's not even attempting to peek that far. Just wants to let them walk toward the gun.
And we've discussed this in length before. It's a pretty boring talking point in the fact you can wait these sort of rounds out and just bait out all that utility to give you greater reset potential in the future. It's definitely a more boring approach, I guess, but it definitely is worthwhile if you can remove almost all the grenades on the CT side by being a nuisance. But this is the logical conclusion. Spraying them down with the UMPs and MP9s. They didn't get any kills, but they did at least cost a bit of utility for Cloud9 there. It's going to be the 2-0. Here come the AKs. The all-important round here. We'll see if Astralis can answer back, as Glaive will go with the UMP here, opting for the grenade. So for firepower, it's Zipex with $4,500, 4.35, and he'll go AK Smoke HE. So a huge advantage in terms of firepower, but Automatic, who has been stunning on that AWP as of late, will pick it up early. He's a great AWPer. You won't necessarily consider him synonymous with the AWP, but the last 2 months or so, a great aimer. It certainly lends itself to his attributes, and you'll see him light it up. He's very, very good with them.
Just waiting, dodges the flash, but I don't think he quite walked far enough back around the wall, so Kyo had a blindsided shot onto him. It's a stunning one that he landed. It's now going to be 1 man down and a recovery from Astralis as they put all 4 back in the net. I'm trying to address that situation. 3 players still over toward B as well for Cloud9. Flush that's going to anchor pit. Flush was cheating off to Speedway, but Refresh doing the same in the other direction. Back toward the arch. Team plays there, it seems, from him at least, because now that allows Flusha to push more aggressively toward Library, but back toward B, he's got to go. As he gets automatic. Kyo's still standing in this, and Refresh is there. He could go in. He could actually push this flash immediately. Push the smoke, rather, and he has. He snuck through the smoke and gotten toward the backside of Banana, which means he's now pincered in Astralis, and they don't have the bomb down. That's brilliant from Kiyoshima, and Refresh as well to confirm it by getting information.
You saw Zipex knew exactly where Kiyoshima is. Now, he tried to jump from first orange to second. I'm not sure if you noticed the small nuance there. He actually hit the skybox of his head, meaning he couldn't make the full jump there. It's a possible jump, unless if you don't crouch and nail it, it can look a little bit awkward like he did. If he nails that jump, the round's over. He gets the kill on Kiyo, but that one split-second mistake allowed Kiyo to get back towards new boxes. There were smokes down, his teammates flashing in as well, and they run away with it. It's going to take that sort of luck, I would say, for Cloud9 to win these close rounds. Astralis definitely had that one well within their grasp, but it all falls apart. It's going to be 3-0 as Astralis now with the partial buy of the Deagles, a CZ, a couple of flashbangs, and Automatic looking lively. He will take some damage at the start though, but a nice response with the incendiary will allow him to fall back to a more defensive position. Now this is the game that's going to be exciting. Cloud9, no one expected much. Remember, they came to this tournament last time having to use the coach Valens. Managed to steal away a few wins there, but this time fighting for a place in the grand final, and it's going very well so far. It is going to be a 5 versus 3 as Automatic finds a second kill. Glaive will answer back. Can he get another? Absolutely not. Mages keeping them in the round. Oh my god, he might be able to do enough here. The bomb will be planted.
Bomb planted yet again. At least this time it looks likely it could transpire to a round, but they've got to be very careful on this. Kits for both players, Kiyo and Refresh, who's going to try and work his way back in. CT side dominance from Automatic in the first, or round 4, I shouldn't say the first, the second game of the day. Not carried over as of yet. 7-0 for Kiyoshima, mind you. Changes now. Magist gets him down, and it's all on a Refresh. Up above, knows Magist behind the box, but can't find the headshot. Running out of time, taking perhaps too long to get there, and even when he does, Magist reads it perfectly to fire upward.
How many rounds have we casted on Inferno where Mages gets a double kill with the Deagle, and all of a sudden the round turns in ahead? That was a 5-on-3. He manages to get in towards A, hit 2 wonderful shots of the Desert Eagle, picks up an orb and gets 2 more. That's just world-class stuff, and that's one of the main reasons why you could never discount Astralis in any situation. Look at him go. Once he gets the AWP as well, so good at his positioning, buying as much time as possible. That bomb was already going off. He nails the no-scope, of course. You can see Glaive loves it. Another Inferno specialist, I'm sure we'll see some great rounds from him as this game develops. Excuse me. Automatic back on the AWP, but that round has cost them dearly. UMPs and FAMASs will come out, and it's all down to Automatic trying to find that first pick.
Try again on the AWP, perhaps to swing wide and look down Banana as well. In the midst of this, the bomb dropped T-stairs, suggests Astralis to take their time and not get into anything carelessly, give away the money, give away the advantage that they're trying to culminate. Culminate's not the right word I was looking for. Create will work.
It's the best way.
Yeah. Kiyoshima, still waiting with the UMP in hand, smoke down. Extinguishes the flames, and he'll just wait it out to see if anyone's going to push through. No guarantee that they will. Making a lot of noise about their intentions. Seconds, they'll finally realize that picks probably aren't going to end up going their way. It's time to work toward a site. Device 2. Clear with AWP first. Slow check. Crosshair slides into position. Checks on top of the Vespa as well as in the hole in the wall. No one there as of yet. He can anchor this position now and let the AKs actually bypass to try and get toward the site as well. Dupree. Take the charge. So exactly that. AKs lead it off. Clearing all the angles. Rush, however, does get Zipex. They know he's behind the wall. It's Flusha that's going to have to save him. He's so low on HP, and Flusha burying himself inside of the site. Only gets 1. They immediately turn him and just finds 2. Looking for the Deagle from Device. It actually allows Kiyoshima to get back in for 1, but it's Refresh that's on top of the bomb. 2 seconds. This is done. He's actually got the 1 kill required. And did Dupree go down after the time?
Yep, he did.
That was super close, but he absolutely did. He's only got $450 left.
That's massive. Cloud9 bounced back with the AWP, the UMP crossfire. You could see Astralis. It was all down to that 1 kill from the pit. Kiyoshima surviving, 10 HP, just gets 1 kill. He's such a nuisance at that point. The smoke, I think, thrown by Astralis actually come back to haunt them because it's taking so much vision away. They're unable to trade frags, Automatic closing things out, and it will deny any sort of cash there for Dupree. He's got Deagle, no armor, and invested everything he's got. They've got 2 AK-47s. This is the best possible start you could have hoped for if you're Cloud9 right now, and it doesn't get any better, I'm afraid, because Device will actually open things up. Lovely shot to take down Kiyo, and now a 5 versus 4. Can it be traded back? There was an opportunity, but Refresh struggling, has to smoke and fall back here and just concede.
Fresh trying trying to make his way around the half wall. Flush has got Device in return.
What the hell? Okay. Flush up through a smoke with a UMP. That's about as textbook as it gets. And we'll see it go to a 4-on-4.
Let's push through from the underpass. Try and gather their thoughts. Cloud9 at 4-1. Good position to find themselves in as Automatic waits with the AWP inside of the B side as well. Where does Refresh go after this? I mean, is there a chance that Golden, his health persists? Does Refresh just get picked up cleanly by Cloud9 at that point? Who's going to be looking for players? Denmark and the Danish scene has made a lot of changes in the last year. There's a chance for him to find himself elsewhere, but Automatic, just to be careful on top of the site, has to back off. Can't land the first op shot. Smoke to get him further back, and no chance. Magist goes over the top. He's down. Spray through from Refresh. He's tagged, but likewise does equal damage back to Xyp9x.
Still fancies it as well. This isn't a clean save from Cloud9. They're going to see what they can do with this. This flashbang towards the top of B might decide if they can do absolutely anything. Perfectly flashed. It's going to be Xyp9x to go down. 3 versus 3 now as Flusher will find the AK-47, but that might be enough at this point. It's going to be dupreeh to take down the ensuing Refresh towards the ruins. That will declare the round to be over, I'm afraid. Surely going to fall back at this point. Just to answer your question, I would say North would be a great pickup if Refresh was offered that position. They're a team that's in a bit of turmoil right now.
Yep.
Great organization, lots of backing there, lots of resources. Well, now that's the question. Let's think about it. Let's be brutal here. Let's consider the options. So AZ's definitely been up and down this year. He's had some very good moments and some very quiet ones as well. You don't really want to move Gade because I feel like he's a young talent as well, needs to be nurtured and needs more time. I guess maybe it would be AZ. I don't.
Cadian?
He's just come in as in-game leader. So
Is it working?
No. But at the same time, it's very difficult to replace an in-game leader with a young star who doesn't even know his own role.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, I get that. It needs to be mentored. That's the reason I said when you said mentor. Anyway, it's a tough one. They're in a bit of a predicament at that point.
Absolutely.
They need another fetish.
Or there's Optic as well.
That's true.
And they're definitely the team that's in dire straits right now. But you are right, yes, a figurehead of their scene, like a Fallen, for example, someone who can really take young talent like he has in the past and turn them into world-class players. You need to be taught the correct fundamentals from the right characters, I would say. But still, this is the force buy from Cloud9 here. 4-2 up. Started off in an idyllic manner, but can they stick the landing here in the CT half? This round will be indicative if it's possible. We'll see. It's going to be a B attack by the looks of things. Bomb currently at T steps. And the nades come through.
Did that nade even?
I don't think it made it. Was it designed for coffins perhaps? Or maybe the boost spot? I'm not sure.
Didn't make it wherever it was designed for. Just hit the yellow wall. Glaive will get a smoke down towards CT. Device, he's going to try and peek it deep. Swings out and tries to cover off the cubby as well. But Glaive's still waiting if anyone's going to push through as a response of the... as a result of the smokes at CT. Molotov, defensive nades, running lower and lower at this point in time. Single smoke left for Keo. Flashes otherwise, and Keo gets the opening kill. Can actually drop that down now. He will, but watch out because they've already got Xyp9x in past Refresh. He's got the angle toward Orange's one. That gives Magist an entrance toward the corner position, and even spraying into the smoke. Wow. Xyp9x is able to find the headshot onto Keo before he goes down. It's suddenly just Rush and Flusher left.
Flusher is such a nuisance with that UMP. They're going to try and push through here. The flashbang's decent. You can see it actually affected Magist there, but that should be it. Rush left in a 3 versus 1. Yes, Device is low, but he has just one flashbang, no rifle, and has to try and defuse that bomb. It looks like he'll be going down very quickly. Great effort there. Just to get Magist. If he could save the weapon now, that'd be something, but it looks like he's fully committed. Makes his way through. The bomb's ticking at some pace. If he takes Device down and loses the round, I won't be too mad at that. That's actually really good. He's taking money out of the pockets of Astralis at this point. We'll see if there's anything left for him. Shouldn't be taking the bait here. dupreeh's an absolute veteran. You can see he knows exactly what's going on. Confirms with a flashbang as well. Beautiful stuff from Rush. Like we said, oh, he doesn't get the AWP. dupreeh, that was available to you. It was right on the floor next to him. I'm not sure if Device didn't give the right comm, or maybe they didn't fancy it. I would say they certainly would. But there it is. It will be 4-3. Astralis pull it back and surely force Cloud9 onto an eco at this point. A nice scrappy round towards the end there, but dupreeh wins it cleanly. Didn't pick up the AWP, but maybe reading the fact that up against an eco, I don't think that's the case. I feel like it was just lapse of concentration. I'm not sure. But the MAC-10 and MP5 will come out for dupreeh and Device. And should be a tied-up situation. 4-4 almost guaranteed. Oh, device, check out.
Didn't even look at it. Didn't even try. He's got the MP5. You'd think the close angle would be more favorable for him. He doesn't even consider it. As just gets one back though, and Dupree running, gunning, jumping down, finds Flush's head. Followed it with a body shot to take him out of the equation, but it's automatic to get Dupree back with pistols, so they're still holding on for something, Cloud9. 3 kills already in their direction, but unfortunately the direction of A is now wide open, and the bomb likely and will be planted now. So we can tie the game up. Astralis finally at 4-4. They've been fighting their way back to this scoreline. Pretty much confirms that the kill on a rush, just refresh, remaining as the MP5 of device is picked up, no armor, so he's going to look for exits with it instead. If he can get an AK-47, that would be a lovely, lovely thing to have.
And remember, Astralis only lost a MAC-10 and MP5 here, so yes, they lost a couple of kills, but ideally, you don't really want those in the gun rounds anyway. Matthew, you've got something interesting to point out. MIBR.
The other team that's in the mix to make the final at this point. There's 3 of them. Refresh actually going to get one here. Oh, I thought he was. Glaive just heard him in time and gets away far enough for the bomb. So again, there's 3 teams that are in contention for the final, and it can be a combination of any of them. Astralis, Cloud9, and Na'Vi. Astralis are already on 12 points. If Cloud9 beat them in this game, they too reach 12. If Na'Vi wins their game, it's a 3-way tie at 12 for the lead. If either Na'Vi or Cloud9 lose, or if they both lose and end up tied, it's Na'Vi that gets in. But right now, it's 4-4 Cloud9 versus Astralis, and 7-1 MIBR over Na'Vi. If Cloud9 pulls this off and Na'Vi doesn't, this is the final. This is a pre-match to the final, essentially.
That would be insane. I can't even imagine that happening, but it would be exciting. That's what this format does bring, at least. It's so up and down. It's a roller coaster throughout. Automatic right down at T-steps. Oh, Major, did he think he killed him? Why did he look away? He must have done. I'm not sure we can get that from his POV, but he looked like he moved away. Thought that kill was guaranteed. I'm not sure it swayed the round either way, but still, that was a kill on his play. He thought he had it. He looked away completely thinking the job was done, and it all falls apart. Cloud9 still on their feet here. What an impressive team. Remember, they had, 2 days of boot camp before this event. Refresh had never played with these guys, probably hadn't spoken to them that much. There was a rumor he was going to play with them at Copenhagen. It wasn't obviously possible with the last-minute health issues Golden had, so Valens had to step in. But he was definitely on the phone for them. But this is impressive. The fact he's putting on such a show for them, and the team's looking so good against Astralis right now. It's fantastic as Mages finds himself in a bit of hot water here, somehow avoiding the flames, tucking himself right in the corner there. Can he survive? It looks like he will, as now he's going to be challenged. Flashbang's coming through, nails the shot, takes down Refresh, and that's a nice opening advantage. Doesn't have to go for much more just yet.
Flashes around was so well timed, and you're right, he just holds up at this point. There's no need to challenge against Kiyoshima now. Not challenging does allow the rotation from automatic to get ever closer, but it's subsided with some smokes. Flusha, as a result, wants to get in position as well. 5-4, still in favor of Cloud9, but these very, very early rotation, this overcommitment to B based on that pick and just a few, and I say a few, 2 smokes, has now allowed Astralis to walk into the A site completely on their own. There's no one even nearby, so it will be 5-5. Astralis definitely getting this round. It does mean a save is the only option, really, at this point.
That's the way it goes. Sometimes one kill can decide a whole round.
9-1, and it was a reset after 7 rounds, so it's not like money's in the favor of Na'Vi either. They can't do anything. It's Mirage, by the way.
And just to know, I was about to say, I bet Coldzera and Stewie at the top, they have been playing lights out. As you mentioned at the start, I got to interview Stewie and I said, why have you been playing so well? His response was, because I'm just doing what I want right now, you know? Like, I'm just running around.
Part of me heard resentment in his tone.
Yes, me too, I would agree.
And I'll get back to that. Flusha sits back off of the coffins. They've got 2 men lost. One early that pretty much led to this problem of rotating back over to B, and then a second one that goes down. But I heard resentment in his tone so much in that it was almost like if I do what I want, in other words, they wouldn't let me do what I want and I didn't want to do what they wanted. It almost sounded like he was bitter at the fact that he couldn't mold into the MIBR style, or perhaps didn't want to. That crossed my mind.
You have to remember, he left Cloud9 where he was the absolute star of the team. Him and Tim really were the poster boys of the squad. They were a great little package, and he sacrificed that role going to a team like MLBR. You're playing with one of the greatest CS players of all time, Coldzera. You got Fur in there as well, who always wants to be a star. Where do you really fit into that machine? And you've got to understand that's the sacrifice you make, and I think he realizes that now.
Yeah, and I don't think he ever really accepted that responsibility.
anyway. Lovely opening kill. This is more like it from Astralis. That will be an opening pick there, and we'll see this looking likely to be a B finish, actually rotating all 5 players over, and why not? There's going to be Refresh to defend here. The rookie trying to hold off the world's best. The smoke is deployed. It's a decent one. Can he do anything more? The incendiary to follow it up, but he's going to be in a difficult spot here, but Automatic's getting him out of it. Lovely work of the UMP, and he sends them packing, maybe funnels them back towards A at this point.
Glaive, he'll get down toward the bottom of Banana quickly, but Rush not. Oh, I was going to say in a position to peek. I thought he was actually going to scurry away, but he gets one and then finds the way back to the site. That's even better.
That's perfect.
And he'll get up inside of the corner as well with Flusha covering off from Library, but Flusha's missed a chance to find Glaive pushing through. The fact that he's gotten to that arch and they still have a player at the top of Banana, excuse you, you're all right. Poor boy.
I'm all right.
Poor boy. But the fact that he's gotten through and Flusha didn't see this, they've still been anchoring the top of Banana. This is now a split from CT, and Refresh is going to be sitting wide open. Done. Gone. No chance. No information. And they'll be kicking themselves for the fact that Flusha missing that information is going to potentially lose them this round. Automatic has to go massive from Orange's 1. Has time. Okay, in his favor. Forget that. Device just immediately sorts him.
1 second of information that was missed. Glaive sneaking through towards the arch decided the fate of the entire round. It was looking so good for Cloud9, a 5-on-3. They fell back, they played it perfectly. They had crossfires, they had everything covered. They even had arch covered. Flusha looked away, I think, for 2.5 seconds, if that, and that's when Glaive decided to sneak through. And that was everything. How can you possibly relay that information? All you can really do is say, be aware, I might have missed this for a second, but that's not going to be a call that diverts your attention.
That's exactly, and to be fair, that is something that a lot of players don't identify. They don't think that a lack of info. Again, I'll say it. Not having information should be equal to suspecting that it's true.
Yeah.
Expecting the worst,
I know
right?
what you mean, yeah.
So saying that I didn't see that is something that players have to identify is still important to relay as much as saying I did see something. Because then you're right. Maybe, okay, you may not look that direction, but maybe then Refresh gets off the boost and says, well, I can't really cover CT, so I'll play a different position. And then he's not taken down immediately, and the round's not lost.
But very creative play from Glaive all the same. The fact he knew he had such an advantage there to continue with that push and be so confident with it, nails that shot, and then they know Automatic only has the UMP at that point because he just found a kill. They're going to commit, and it works out really well for them. Automatic could do nothing there. Not an ideal spot, and that rings true in round number 12 as well. They've just got USPs here, a couple of P250s. No armor or nades. This is 7-5 all day long for Astralis.
Still trying to find it. Can't. Tagged up. Moved is Refresh by Magisk. So the entrance is still solid. Smoke gone means Flusha can launch from the tree. Distracting on device. You'd expect perhaps the Kyo does something with it, but with the USP, I suppose, against armor, that range, you just couldn't find the headshot. Magisk removed Sim, so a straightforward round to extend a little bit on the Astralis side to go 7-5. 10-2, a second round won by Na'Vi, and guess what? It's a reset immediately after.
Certainly is.
So spoiler, that's what MIBR's trying to be at this point.
Bomb has been planted.
5 players surviving for Astralis here. Rush spotted. Nothing to save. Not even worth hunting him, really. You give it a go, of course. Dupree should be able to take care of that. Clean sweep, as they actually retain most of their utility as well. 2 for Dupree, 2 for Magus, 1 for Device. As they rack things up, Magus has had one hell of a game. 15 kills after 12 rounds. That's not bad. It's top of the board is 11 for Kiyoshima and Rush, in fact. So they're doing a good job, too. It's just Dupree doing what he does best, finding headshots. As they close the round out, no problem whatsoever. Dupree finding that final kill, didn't drop anyone's going to keep the money nice and strong there. As they can feel that grand final getting closer and closer. Win this game is confirmed. And on the T side of Inferno, they're making a compelling case to do just that. Automatic back on the orb. See if that's enough. Flush has been great with that UMP. Only 7 kills so far. A quieter one from Refresh. He's been top fragging in a lot of their games, currently on 3 and 8. But now up against Astralis, a different beast altogether. Probably the only team that has proper executions, formations, fakes, strategies, and it's difficult to read. A lot of these other teams in the top 5 right now are very loose right now. Like, there's a lot of speculation about their lineup and the in-game leader situation and how much practice has gone in. It's all quite loose over there. So you'd expect against a team like Astralis, they could focus on the player that doesn't necessarily feel as comfortable as the others.
Yeah, it seems like everyone wants to make changes, bar Na'Vi inside of that top 5. Automatic, good hold. AWP flank 1. Jisk, though, immediately removes him with an AK on a trade. Auto lost the angle, and Matic took the shot. That wasn't, sorry.
I saw what you tried to do.
No, yeah, I know. Should have done something about standards. Not many people can drive them anymore. You know, millennials. Keo above the smoke. Glaive walking toward them. He's got a timer on this. That smoke dissipates. He's got a big problem. More so, there's more people entering Banana. He didn't quite see. Okay, I take it back. He did. I thought he had enough to see Majisk. Even just a shadow showing. It's enough. As Device gets the response, though, onto Refresh. That's going to open up Banana, and a 3-on-3 favors the T's considerably in this case as well, because rotation is required. There's only one still in the site. Glaive flashed off. Actually anticipates they're closer, but it's Xyp9x to get the kill. They do not want to cross into spray, into spam from Flusha, even if it's a UMP. He's so low, both Xyp9x and Glaive, but still they went out the door when Flusha pushes through.
Well, a fantastic start. Remember, they were 4-1 up on the CT side. Cloud9 has come crashing down as another round, which is quite a simple procedure for Astralis, goes in their favor. Just Rush once again, holding on to the M4 as time is running out. It was actually very exciting at the start when they had Astralis on the ropes, but as soon as that Deagle round came in from Aegis, there was a sudden turn. It felt like the atmosphere changed, and Astralis were back on their feet, and that's usually the case, to be honest. They're a team that like to play off the back foot, seems to have them more often than not. And Rush, this is not a great spot to try and save the AWP, especially if you look away the exact moment Device comes round, and he doesn't even pick it up. Does he not? He doesn't want the AWP. So my question earlier as to whether he wants to be using it has been answered. He's more than happy to stay on the AK at this point. So why not? It's working. And we've always talked about the T-side AWP being a little bit difficult to use on Inferno. You can't be as effective. More of a CT-sided affair as Automatic shows us there. Kiyoshima through smoke. That wasn't bad, but wasn't enough to yield a round victory, I'm afraid. As we go 8-5, you see Keo getting a little bit frustrated, still trying to find his footing in the world of CSGO in 2018. Been all over the place, has signed a deal with Cloud9. See if he stays there for a long amount of time. I'd say after the performance they put up so far, they'll give him a 6 months or so to see what the case is. It's a weird world we live in where Cloud9 won the major at the start of the year with a full American squad, and now you find them with 3 Europeans here.
Well, and you find made in Brazil with 3 Americans.
Yes,
right?
indeed.
The first time ever the Brazilian core is American at this event by virtue of a stand-in, and it might be the only time based on the rumors we're hearing. They'll be back to Portuguese in no time. Rush, oh my, falls back to find Dupree as he walks out the door, and perhaps he should have stayed inside. Might have been better suited for him at 8-5 for Astralis. They're starting to fall shy against pistols. 2 kills going the way of Cloud9. None in return. Automatic does the same. Sees that up closer. Grabbed the AK, tried to do it. And Majisk punishes it for it, but a crossfire established. All down to 1 man, that man being Device.
What a man.
Good way of putting it.
It's definitely possible here. This kill might decide it. Rush, great positioning. And that's 3 kills for him in that round. That second Deagle shot, I have to say, that may be jumping the gun in more ways than one for Astralis. The fact you lost the first pick, you do not have to jump out of apartments and try and trade that out instantaneously. You can just wait and rely on your firepower, but you have to respect what Rush did there. This is the kill I'm talking about next. Like, the fact that Dupree's run straight out the apartments to challenge. Great shot from Rush, but could have gone in together and traded that out effectively, but still, that they are fine. It's not a huge deal. They have won the half at this point. You can see Cloud9 begrudgingly in the fist bumps there. It's still a difficult position to be in, but they are winning rounds. That's a big one to pick up. If they can close out this 8-7, they'll still be in the conversation for making it to the grand final.
Looking toward the boiler doorway. Glaive's still holding out toward the side of Banana as well. Just jumping through the site. I'm not sure what his anticipation was there with the Molotov already down. It's still peeked at it. Yeah, it's smoke maybe. Ask you me. That one right. Cost them the 9th round against Astralis. 13-2 first half MIBR over Virtus Pro.
Virtus Pro.
Na'Vi.
They're back.
They're back. I hope they are someday. Against Na'Vi. But simply put, if Cloud9 don't get a point in this game, it doesn't matter if they lose that one.
Yes, you're right.
So they might.
So they need at least a draw then to stand a chance, is what you're saying.
If whoever gets the most points between Cloud9 and Na'Vi will make it.
Right.
Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
If they both win, there's a different scenario. But even if a tie for Cloud9 versus a loss from Na'Vi is enough to beat them by 1 point. So basically, if Cloud9 lose this as well and Na'Vi lose theirs, it doesn't matter. Na'Vi goes through because the head-to-head they win.
Well, it's 13-2 MIBR right now, so it looks like they will be losing that. But either way, ZipX will take down Refresh. Is the final round of the first hour. It's a 5-on-3. Dupree with good positioning towards the library, and it looks like the round is done. It's 5-on-2. Dupree holding great spot. He's heard an automatic coming, and no one's should be challenging this, but they get a ding through the library door. These kills are all in vain, unfortunately, for automatic. There's nothing he can do with this, and there it is. 9-6 for Astralis after being 4-1 down on the T side of Inferno. Not bad.
Great turnaround. 4-1 down, losing the pistol, and they still find 9 rounds against Cloud9, who were a little bit more quiet this game than perhaps we would have expected. Refresh as well, I have to say, has been the quietest of all. It's perhaps us that are cursing him, Henry. He's now 3-10, his slowest performance of all 5 rounds they've played so far in this event. So Astralis to start off winning this pistol would be tremendous to put them guaranteed into the final. 14-2, MIBR's won the pistol. Na'Vi, what are you doing, sons? That is shocking. MIBR as well, already out of this event. Like, I didn't expect much there at all. Swag's going in with a bang, perhaps.
Yeah, seems that way. Now this is a big pistol round here. 5-man rush towards B. It's up to Glaive to hold them off. He'll drop the smoke and he'll isolate one of the players here. Will be taken down. It's looking like a great job from Astralis here. But Rush once again lighting them up, and this is actually very awkward now. 4 versus 2. Dupree will be removed. The Magisk as well. What a quick round that is. Rush B, boys. Sometimes it does work out.
Yeah, Keo and literally Rush B. 3 kills for Rush. Glock at range. I love the kill at Oranges too, where he just runs around and puts the gun straight against his forehead and just says, "Surrender, son." On your knees. 9 to I meant like assassination, Henry.
I know exactly what you meant. Don't worry.
Calm down. Look at that. It was Keo, I suppose, that ran around. Excuse me, but still, pretty cool kill. He looks lovely. It's similar 2.0.
Yeah, it's the goatee that's doing that. Beautiful.
Aggressive. CZ aggressive. Knows one's at logs, but wants to make sure he's not going to get pushed from the bottom of stairs instead. Second smoke to extinguish the flames actually allows Keo to escape. That's not bad. Glaive will be aware of that. He's heard it. And smoke's going to extinguish the flames. Oh, actually, good thing they did. He tripped up his jump. That could have just killed him at 32 HP.
I'll get away with it, but Astralis are very good on these second rounds on Inferno with CZ. They treat them like gun rounds. You notice they've got smokes there. That's to buy as much time and apply pressure to the T's here. Cloud9, not the full squad, remember. They are going to make mistakes. There's going to be holes to plug, and if the smoke comes down and holds them off for maybe even 30 seconds, they could run out of time here, and it's up to ZipX to hold on to his for as long as possible. He is alone at B right now. As soon as he gets any sort of contact, he needs to drop that smoke and call for backup. It's still a 5 versus 5 at this point. Spots one, doesn't even get the chance to do anything about it. That's round in itself. Might as well save the CZs at this point. You ain't got no chance of retaking this bomb. So now with the smoke down, they just have to fall back. And that's it. 1 kill can decide it. We saw it earlier in the first half as well. And that'll be Astralis just thinking, well, at least we'll get a second go at it in the next round. They'll be holding to the CZ and armor. And they've got a smoke as well. They won't invest much more in the next round, but still will have a slight chance of winning it. So there it is. You love that when you're on the T side. Get that bomb down. You've got the feeling that the round is over. They're saving their weapons. And you can all relax for a second and hold on to your weaponry, which is going to be 3 rifles, one of which is a Galil, 2 MAC-10s, and a couple of flashbangs and HEs. Nothing too exciting in that department, as Mages will hold on to a smoke.
16-2, MIBR has defeated Na'Vi, meaning this is all that matters for the finals. Astralis is guaranteed in, but Cloud9, if they tie this game, at the very least, will get their way into the finals as well. If it stays the way that it's going and Astralis somehow pull off the win, then Na'Vi still makes it. Simple as that. So it's Cloud9 with a tie or better are into the final. If not, anything else does not suffice.
Welcome to all our lovely viewers from the A stream. You're now listening to the dulcet tones of Matthew Trivett and Henry Greer Astralis.
BBC 3.
Astralis versus Cloud9. Thank you so much for joining us. This is where it's all happening. Matthew just outlined it perfectly for you. Cloud9 lead at least a point here to make it to the finals. We'll see what they can do. It's going to be another save from Astralis, but they saved CZs and armor. So they do have a fighting chance here. It's the device with the Deagle. We'll see if this is going to be enough. The first shot suggests maybe not, as Mages will get completely blown out of the water there by Rush. And it's now the 5 versus 4. And at this point, you don't have to do much at all. You've got plenty of time on the board. You've got most of your utility. Mid-control, Refresh, who has been a little bit cagey this game, not his usual self, needs to be careful not to give too much away here, but he'll go down, and so will Keo. It's all falling apart very quickly.
So looking back into the site is actually going to get Zippix as we snapped away from it. This could bring it to a 9-9 score, despite that this round only a 3-on-3. It's the weapons versus the pistols. That's the bigger talking point. Now, 1 kill into B, 2 over on A. They're going to quickly try and rotate back down inside of the banana position. Pincer the effects from Cloud9 and not allow them to rotate back to A and have options. So they now have the information required. Nonetheless, they don't want to take the fight. They're essentially leaving Glaive on an island by himself with 10 HP. Staying at new boxes, though. They haven't checked this. Smoke down, they will. Oh, and he's missed the headshot onto Flusha. That's going to put him out of the equation. Nade from range, minor damage onto Rush, bomb planted, and a 9-9 is the likely scenario. Dupree's even going to back away with the head armor and Mac 10. Device has a Deagle armor to work with as well. He's been tagged, so the armor will cost more to upgrade. 5 lost from it, but all they can really do at this point.
Do you think there's anything to be said about the unknown factor, the unknown quantity of Cloud9 in general? Because Zonic, we know how much theory he does on the teams he's playing against. He won't have a huge playbook to look at here. It's going to be a very loose style and based on individual plays for Cloud9 here. Astralis like to play against regimented teams who are almost replicating their style, and they can outsmart them, make adjustments to their strat book here. I don't think Cloud9 will be focused too much on the strategy side of the game. They're just going to be running in as a team, trying to do what they can, and I feel like that's why you can see them actually giving Astralis a run for their money on this one. On Inferno, I didn't expect that to be the case. It's a very difficult map to take Astralis down on, but they're looking like they can hold their own. Yes, they've won the pistol in the second half, and this is where the game really begins, but it's a great start. Automatic will bring out the Galil, or the Galil, he brings out the Orb, sorry, it's Kiyoshima with the Galil. It's the AWP that we brought out. That's the more exciting factor. Device has got his as well. 10 kills to his name, but CT side AWPing on Inferno is his bread and butter. This is where his playstyle comes into its own. You'll see a different position every round. Banana, middle, apartment, second mid, wherever he wants, to be honest. That's where he'll be finding kills, and we'll see if they can hold him off.
Tries to. Keo back in the smoke, trying to get him down and away as he needed to find a way away from Glaive as well as the utility. We know how well Astralis used that on Banana. First full gun round for them to try and get back into this half. It was a 9-6 score to start off round 16. Glaive trades out, flush it down. Olympics as well. And Glaive's comfortable, at least for now, to stay on top of Banana. You can see our map expanding to show the fact that the rotation is in effect for Dupree. He wants to help his teammate, rightfully so. His noble leader, captain, his captain.
Exactly.
It's a refresh. Quiet game from him. We said it, 3 kills only. It's been his slowest game so far of this event. If he steps up now and gets Cloud9 into the final, what a remarkable story that would be. He's got the first one, Device down. That's an entry point. Knows the smoke was thrown from the railing, but wasn't quite close enough to capitalize before Magisk's gun was back at the ready. That nade in between them all. No damage, but still finds Rush.
We know how good Magisk is in this apartment position. He's finding multiple frags, bringing it back in their favor time and time again. Holds at the broken wall at this point. It looks like he's got full control. He still is finding kills. They can't shut him down. I don't think anyone can at this point. Kiyoshima will get the shot, but it's all too late. 30 seconds on the clock. They knew exactly where he was. Well brought back there, especially from Magisk, as it was refreshing with that lovely shot. Nice controlled spray towards the bomb side there. Opened things up, and as you mentioned, he got the information as to where Magisk was placed, but that smart angle, sitting on the other side of the railings there, just shooting under the smoke. They had no idea. He manages to get 3 in total. That's the kill I was referencing. But this point is where it all turned on his head. 3 versus 3, and they don't even know where he's gone to. They're trying to focus on the bomb site, and he just gets everyone.
And that's the key thing. Refresh, after finding that kill, he saw the smoke already come in from the railing, but maybe presumed that Magisk had already dropped down because he was looking to the bomb site on entry rather than that position. Just to confirm, there seems to be a few people still confused in chat. Head-to-head is more important than round difference in a two-way tie. Na'Vi beat Cloud9 in round 3. If Cloud9 do not tie or win this game, they are not in the final. Cloud9 is not guaranteed in the final. It's Na'Vi at this point that would make it. But all to play for. Cloud9, only one round back, can still absolutely pull this off. As Kiyoshima, bottom side of mid, has to be well aware of the fact that Glaive has pushed down and gotten to the logs. His position suggests that he's not aware of that, but given that he's not pushing, perhaps not an issue, and the deep smoke might make him reconsider when the time does come.
Great shot. Zipex continuing to find damage at the B area. Same story for dupreeh. It's a 4-on-2 with Flusher and Rush left of the impossible task of trying to crack open one of these sites. To be fair, wherever they go, they're going to have an equal battle. They go towards the B sites, there's going to be two players waiting there. This time it will be Zipex holding towards the ruins, and actually Glaive right down in T steps. If they can somehow recover that bomb, make their way towards B, there is a chance, as Flusher is trying to do whatever he can to pick up this C4. Drops smoke towards B just to hold them in that area, and they're going to focus their efforts towards A. Rush and his aim has looked fantastic so far. Nice display of it, and we know when Magist likes to play in this sort of position, he will be in towards that pit. Surely they're aware of that prospect as he holds on patiently. Will he be detected?
Magist, good find on Rush. We know how good he is at holding castle and not being moved from that position, but now he's able to transfer. Now he knows he can get inside of the site. Flusher only gets one. And it's Astralis that will find their 11th. They start to accumulate the rounds on the CT side, and therefore money no longer becoming a factor against them, and Cloud9 starting to feel the pressure.
They're averaging out at around $3,500 per player. I don't think that's going to be enough to persuade them to buy here, but the fact only two Astralis players survived that, they could go for the force buy here. Be a massive gamble, not one I would recommend at this point. But Magisk again, how good is he in this position? Even when you know he's going to be there, he seems to just negate absolutely everything in terms of grenades and does a fantastic job of making sure the round is theirs. 11-9, partial buy now from Cloud9. You can see a Tech 9 there for Flusher, some CZs, a P250. They have got Kevlar, only a couple of flashbangs. I assume apartments is where they go. Try and flash out, get the bomb down, and dupreeh hunting for information here with the flashbangs. Doesn't see anyone towards middle, but like I said, apartments likely.
Smoke down, Rush already in front of that smoke by virtue of coming out from the door at Boiler, and certainly makes his presence known. Great headshot, finds dupreeh. It's going to be all device though, he's still waiting in this one to get baited in. Three in front of him and he sprays them all. Low HP on the first and the third. Made it all too easy as Glaive gets Keo back. Fresh got device. It's just him versus three. Nade through, takes down Magisk. He's got it with 2 to remain as Glaive and Zipex have to rotate around, but bomb is down topside mid-wall. And a bit of Molotov is going to make it difficult to push the smoke and get caught off.
Well, it's actually quite an effective Molotov, but it does allow Glaive to sit in the cubby for now. Bomb recovered. And what's left for Refresh here? No utility. The smoke actually helps him out somewhat. Sure, Arch's no longer an option, but he has a minute now on the clock to work out what he can do with this. Ideally, heads towards B, but you can see Glaive already thinking about that prospect and falling back through CT spawn here. If he does wrap towards the bomb site, he might have an advantage here over Zipex.
He could even catch off Glaive. If Glaive thinks this is going back to B, he just came from CT. He could have his back exposed. Refresh could have this down to a one-on-one in no time. 31 seconds. He can't afford to run, though, because he doesn't know if Glaive's gone this way or not with that smoke out of cubby. So he has to stay silent the whole way there. He should have enough time, but only just... Oh, this is perfect. He's gone exactly the way, but Glaive, he seems to have another idea. And it's the knife out because Refresh was starting to be concerned with the time. Astralis find number 12.
Great effort there from Refresh, did whatever he could, but Glaive is one of the best in terms of awareness. He knows exactly what the options are, the possibilities, and without detecting anything towards B straight away with 25 seconds remaining, he's like, you know what, there is a chance that he could be coming through the arch, and he manages to shut down Refresh with a knife out as well. Perfectly done, as it's another comfortable victory there as Glaive picks it up. 12-9, that was the eco, remember, or partial buy if you want to call it that, with the Kevlar purchased. It's round number 22, AK's back out, no AWP on Automatics hands this time. And we'll see if there's a change of setup for the CTs. They've got 3 players towards B. We know they like to challenge that position. And Zipex, he's no different. He'll be Molotoving at the start and trying to get himself towards the barrel here. Maybe go for a spray towards those T-steps.
Zipex does try and peek it. Dodges out a nade that lands on the boards in front of him. 1 AK carried over. He's the one that has it. Zipex Glaive's gone back down to take the aggressive stance. That typically is the case. It's spawn dependent for who takes the early peek on Banana, and then Glaive always takes it late and tries to get aggressive or get information. Rush looking to try and find his way around against the Flames. Zipex finds Automatic with that AK. Device is going to follow it up as well as he swings out from the mid wall. There's no one else available to them. Akio's going to make his entry, and he has the bomb. So this could be a huge kill for Device. If he puts him down in the same spot, bomb top mid, they have both sides covered off with Arch as well. It would be very, very limiting for Cloud9 to try and get anywhere back to either side at that point in time, because they've also got 2 men over toward Banana. Oh, missed shot. I was going to say it's an easy kill on Flush on the low HP. Device even tries to reset his position and aim, but Keo gets him back. That opens up options.
It's back in the 4th round so far, but still, it's going to be Astralis with a firm upper hand. Smoke down doesn't do a whole lot for Flusher here. He'd land on the hay bale, sure, maybe he could sneak out. At this point, drops another. It's just going to shroud his vision further. Magus actually has this other locking key. It looks like he's absolutely done. Flusher, they know exactly where he is, and down he goes. Dupree with 2 in the round, 13-9, as Cloud9, after great starts on both the first half and the second, it's when the gun rounds begin is when you can see them stifled and slowing down as the half continues. They can't really seem to pick themselves back up at this point. I feel like the money has got to the 4th state loss bonus. That's $2,900 per player. Here's Major's getting it done once again, and it should be an eco next, or at least another partial buy of the Deagle armor. That's exactly what we'll see. Dupree getting it through the smoke, no problem at all, as they can feel success. A clean sweep in the group stages here, but looks at things.
That's remarkable. Clean sweep. Going into the final, Blast Pro, one of the only titled events they've never won, interestingly enough. 2nd place in Copenhagen last year. Copenhagen this year, 3rd place.
Didn't they win Istanbul?
I was going to say, I just clued in as I was saying that. I was
it's
like,
fine.
oh yeah, Istanbul, yeah, okay.
That's 1-0 today. I made one earlier. I made a boo-boo.
We all get mistakes, right? I make a few of them every now and then.
Every now and then.
Listen, they're trying to become 2-time winners of Blast Pro. That's what I meant. It's the only one they haven't won twice at this point.
Okay.
Right? They've won majors twice. Well, one of those coming up again soon. It will be up on us. It seems months away, but faster than you know it with the holidays and then the minor cycle starting up immediately. Dupree could find in a rush. Automatic wants to try and enter out from the apartments. His timing could have been decent in doing so, if not for the fact that one solo player in Magisk was watching the door. The other 2 had their sights and priorities set elsewhere. 14-9. They've silenced the Clouds at this point because it was 3 in a row and a 1-round game. It's now 5 back in the way of Astralis.
Yeah, they're on fire. As you can see at the top of your screen, 5 in a row is maximum loss bonus. Suggests Astralis are running away with this half. It is 14-9. That was the partial by the Cloud9. A couple more chances here. Remember, Matt pointed it out. If they do not win this, if they do not get a draw, they will not be making it to the grand finals. And due to the head-to-head matchup against Na'Vi, it'll be Na'Vi and Astralis in the grand final. But still, a lot to play for the 3rd place as well. A lot of money on the line. Automatic will be dropped first.
And here's something to consider as well, and maybe if Cloud9 are astute to the fact that Na'Vi lost their game, they'll be able to do the math. Playing for overtime is actually not something you can do. You play for 15, and at 15 you get a point. At a point, they'll be ahead of Na'Vi and make the finals. So you can actually purchase a little bit differently here in how you want to force. You can concede 15 rounds and still have a chance back in it. This round is certainly one toward that mark as Refresh gets toward the pit. Magisk emerges from the smoke, and he's got the kill. It's a 2-on-1 in favor of Cloud9 with Glaive on rotation and nowhere near the bomb. That goes down now. And C9 can finally win a round back. 2 players only alive, keep in mind. So the reset potential's massive, and that would pretty much spell the end of the game for them. So they've got to win 1 or 2 in a row at the very least, even if they play for that 15. This is the first. Kiyoshima finds the kill.
Lovely work from Refresh. You can see he's very calm. Even in the presence of 30 bullets of hell raining in his direction towards the pit, puts the smoke down, waits for the CD to push, and then manages to get full control of the A bomb site. So that was lovely stuff by him. Look, he said he's like a slow game so far, but the fact he's managed to pull that round off and save them from map points here, it's enough. If he can keep that up, there might still be a chance here for Cloud9. Big round for them to pick up, but still plenty of money for Astralis. I say that, they have a full buy here with the exception of UMP. If you can win this one, we could be on for overtime. That could be a possibility. I don't see them winning this game, but if they can somehow sneak it right down to the wire, that'd be so exciting if they could do it.
Again, though, the key, if they lose this round, you go to 15,
yeah,
but you have no guns.
Sure.
So they effectively just wrap it up then and there, and there's no chance. Again, playing for overtime is enough. 15 rounds is a win to Cloud9 at this point because they get the finals. Glaive, he's got automatic down. It's the start of that potential reset, but Kio's got other ideas. He's going to give Glaive back a same taste of his own medicine, and suddenly we find ourselves back on level footing.
But that is fine, actually, if you're Astralis, because that's your UMP player removed, and he got a kill, right? So that's okay. You're still in a 4-on-4. Yes, technically favors the T-sub, but not a massive amount. So everyone's got an equal weapon at this point, and the problem is the CTs. Have a look at the utility. They've got 2 smokes. At this stage around, it's not a nightmare. It's certainly not ideal, as Rush has boiler room control. We'll see where the bomb's position is. Actually the bottom of B right now. Rush trying to hold presence towards A. Wait for any sort of signs from the CTs. Try and hold them there. Maybe get a pick. We'll see what he's made of here as his teammates start posturing towards the B bomb site here. They do have 3 smokes, flashbangs, and a Molotov to execute with. And there's only 1 player there right now. That's Zipex. He has got rotations coming in, though, in the form of device.
Zipex looks to the wall. Waiting on the off angle at Orange's 2 instead. Device. He's going to be working back toward the pillar. Rotated back in. Scared to be smoked off perhaps and wants to support his teammate. He now has position and his teammate perfectly baited into the equation as Zipex never had to move. He just had Flush a walk out unsuspectingly. Refresh though. Young boy and a big play. He's got 2. Rush has the kill as well. And suddenly all of Dupree and Cloud9 have a chance to get the bomb down. They started to plant at 6 seconds, so no problem. And they might get back to back.
My goodness, for a fresh. What a time to turn up. The last 2 rounds have been brilliant, but it's not done just yet. Dupree, great in the clutches here. Looks like he's just opting out of it, to be fair. It's going to be an AK. Remember, they came into this round, Matt, with 4 rifles and a UMP. That suggests that money isn't great. He knows that. If he saves the AK, they've got a fighting chance of winning the round. Otherwise, it will just be P250s and nothing else. You might as well hold on to it. He's a world-class rifler. If he goes aggressive, finds an opening pick, gets him a rifle to work with on the CT side, that could be enough. So yes, a difficult one to let slip by, but they want to hold on to the lead, guarantee the win here, but refresh. The fact he brings that back again, Matt, is absolutely great. He's playing against the world's best right now. He's never played on a stage of this magnitude. He's never played against this sort of opposition, and he's holding his own in these key rounds right down to the wire.
Yeah, it's individually skilled. No question he matches up. It's the experience, timing, playing off his teammates, getting that information, that's something you could question. A very slow start to this game, his slowest of all, but he finds himself now on 10 frags and 2 very important rounds when they needed them most to bring Cloud9 to 11. Astralis have decisions to make at this point in time.
Don't buy would be my call. Not worth it. You've got this nice lead at this point on the CT side. Sure, we have an AK, maybe P250s at most. I don't want to see much more than that. Just take this time just to calm yourselves down, get reassurance from the coach. Everything's okay. Those rounds, sure, they've been a little bit up and down, but we're not in the danger zone just yet. We'll see what they go for. The unpause comes through. See, I'm not chatting a lot, just making sure they calm everyone down. They're in the final, whatever happens, right? That's a lock-in. So at this point, he's just going for the clean sweep, making sure you show your dominance here. As Kirishima brings out the MAC-10, just to note, perfect weapon against these silenced USPs. So this should be going 14-12. I say should because Dupree, as I pointed out, it might seem like hyperbole at this point, but he is actually capable of winning the round single-handedly with the AK-47. We'll see what he can do with it. Oh, this is the boost we've seen before. We saw Device do this, remember, with a P250, and it was amazing to watch. If he can pull this off of an AK and let them fully commit, this could actually win a round.
Certainly, if he waits to time it perfectly as well. Molotovs can land in that position, but will they?
If they commit to B, I feel like he can do enough in that position. It's so difficult to spot. You're not a pre-aim at all. If they walk in, and they're trying to shoot the USPs off now, just to say, we've just got pistols here, don't worry about us. Come on in.
He swats one, nails it. He's got the first. Now Keo's going to call that boost, and Dupree smartly is going to rotate off of it because there was more than enough time to identify which direction that came from. Back over on the other side, Rush trying to make amends with the loss, starts to push out toward quad. Interesting view of Device's position, only the USP. He almost has to be perfect in his timing, but they wrap inside of the site knowing that the AK's on the other side. The pistols want to get close. He's not going to let them. Glaive, even though it's at the loss of Device, still finds the kill. On top of that, Device got flushes, so it's 2 versus 4. They can still pull this off on the Astralis side. Rush has to step up, does find automatic. Additional smoke down toward Library, the first gap, and a second one. It's massive as Dupree tries to do what he can. Gets Rush, follows it up, and it's going to be Astralis finding 15.
You could see it all coming together. That one boost was all it took. And at that point, Cloud9 just collapsed. They didn't check the bombs, they didn't check the pit, they didn't even check the graveyard when they go for the plant, and they get punished for it. If you're going to make those sort of mistakes, it's going to all fall apart for you. They were in such contention to maybe get this to overtime, and now the pressure really is on. That one boost saves the day. And we mentioned it, a player like dupreeh, even with USPs, it's enough. He gets that one kill, they pick up another weapon, they funnel them towards A where they've got a stack going on. It's just perfectly orchestrated there. Really enjoyed that. Astralis showing why they're the world's best and why it's so difficult to beat them, even if you turn up fully gassed, firing on all cylinders. And we'll see Device bring out the orb, and this could be it.
Nade goes deep. Damage should be applied. I take it back. It's only hit Kiyoshima for 3. So they actually were able to detect that was coming. That one's done more. He's going to run forward, and it forces him to commit at this point. So Dipix, I think, spotted that by jumping up. He's going to back off ever so slightly, not to give the UMP the angle, but Kyo tagged on 63. You're right. This could be it. This round determines our finalist. It's Astralis, Na'Vi, or will Cloud9 pull back 4 rounds to make their way in? Our third match still going on as well. We'll get to that in a minute. Inconsequential to who plays in the best of 3 finals. Rush, boiler door. Let's see Cloud9 slowing things considerably to take their time. Have to pull one back. Automatic tag to 4, nearly caught a reload toward the arch. Would have been Glaive to go down. He sits on 47, a bit of self-preservation with utility as well as he puts out some flames. Now a smoke. Nearly the extinguishing though, and it does. Oh, Flusha, he didn't reload it. He extinguished, but he follows it up. I was gonna say extinguished so far out that he left a small gap, and Flusha was able to find and do damage and then get a little lucky to follow it. Look at Refresh. He knows Magix plays the pit. He gets on top of the Vespa. And this boy's turning into a man with every single round that goes on. What a shot to read the angle. It's down to 3 on Astralis' side. So and a reset again on their behalf.
You're right there. We might not be done just yet. 5 versus 3. CT's opting to save, and Cloud9 are aware of it. They're trying to push through, and they don't check the position. Zipex, he's got 2 available to him. Wow. He'll nail 2 kills, but not quite enough to win the round. Turned into 3 very quickly. He tried to display trigger discipline as long as possible, but...
I'm impressed that he composed himself to fire at the second player coming in from the top of Banana rather than panic on the player he lost going to Ruin. So he still got 2, which is what he was good for in that position, but it wasn't the 2 you would have thought. It's still down to dupreeh, and he's going to save. So Cloud9's going to bring this to 15-12 despite those kills on B. And 15-12 as well with the money as it is. 38 for Device, 39.50 for Zipex, 44 for Magisk.
Enough.
1 gun is enough, exactly that, to buy up again for Astralis.
Remember, they won a full eco before, so 1 AK and USPs, so there's definitely cash there. But this could be the beginning of something great here. What a game is turning out to be. Cloud9 came into this tournament. No one expected a single thing, maybe an upset here or there. But they've got Astralis to round number 28. Sure, it is map and indeed match point, but they've now got an advantage in terms of the cash. The buy comes through from Astralis. Winning this round is everything for Cloud9. This would break them, as a CZ is in the hands of Glaive. We'll see an AK saving the previous round for dupreeh. A couple of M4s, like you mentioned, the money wasn't too bad, and an all for Device of our armor. I would call this a full buy pretty much, considering Device's AWP is out there, and we'll see if he wants to go for that first pick. We will see, as they send 2 players towards B at the very start. Grenades exchanged. It's going to be Zipex and Glaive doing a little bit of damage there towards automatic, 25 to be exact. Grenades are the name of the game for Astralis, not as effective this time. And Device, he'll be tagged up. Remember, he is very vulnerable to any sort of bullets or explosives, as he has no armor. It makes you very squishy indeed.
Dramatic waits for the Molotov. Quick pop flash so we can clear out the top corner. Sandbags confirmed as not a threat, and now they can set up for execution. Bomb still down toward T-stairs. Someone's going to have to go back and get that minute to play with. And if they are clearing angles at such a fashion, B is a possibility. They're going to try and get as much map control on A, though, to give themselves options. They can fall back if it's required. Molotov might force the hand. Just as they wanted to peek out toward mid-wall, the smoke indicates time for a counter Molotov. Rush isn't done with it, though. He wants to hold them at bay at the very least. And he has forced a bit of a rotation.
Well, it is Glaive alone here, and he has only got the pistol, remember. He needs to buy as much time as he can. Good job to stay alive, but he's got 4 very angry terrorists making their way through. They're dropping the smokes towards spawn coffins. The incendiary to buy a little bit of time. Rotations coming through. Zipex there with the rifle, looking for kills here. Gonna find the first. Drops the bomb. Needs multiple frags here. Glaive now compromised. Stuck in the new boxes. Needs a frag here. Can't get it. It will be a 3 versus 3 as the shots rattle through the smoke, and they might just be giving this one up.
May have to let this go to 15-13. Cloud9 not out of this at all. 3-on-3, and Zipex getting back in, committed to the spray. If he had faded off inside of the smoke sooner, there's a chance he stays alive in it. Magisk isn't done. Magisk finds Keo, but Refresh finds him in return. Device gets the shot at range. It's a 2-on-1, but is it too little too late? They aren't on top of it. The kit goes down on Device. He's committed. He's already in. He can pick up the kit on the way by. It's automatic. And has to hold this off for Cloud9. He does exactly that, and Astralis don't save a weapon.
I don't know what changed their mind. I think the right call there was save the 3 rifles you had. Now it's full eco time. It's going to come down to round number 30 if they're going to have a chance of closing this one out. My God, Cloud9 turning it up as we get to the latter stages here. Remember, a draw would be enough for them to get to the grand final against this very team. It's Na'Vi waiting in the wings right now on the edge of their seats after losing to MIBR, hoping that Astralis can do it at this point. They'd be rooting for them, absolutely. But Cloud9 have woken up just at the right time. Automatic was brave to peek that at the end as well. Could have played the bomb, wanted to challenge, sends a message out to Astralis, and now they are full eco. My God, how have they done this?
(15-13) still. Cloud9 with a chance to get to 14 if this goes into round 30. Again, a tie would do it. Na'Vi has got to be sitting, biting their lips right now. They have got to be fretting the possibility of not making it to a final for simply getting blown out by MIBR 16-2, who have MIBR no chance of making the finals. They just spoil at that point. Yeah, if you're Na'Vi, what you want to end the year? Sitting here watching your finals slip away?
You have no control over the situation, hoping Astralis can be their world's best. But for now, USP's no armor. I can't believe we're going to round 30. It felt like it was just a statement we had to say at 15-10. We're like, well, there's a chance I could bring it back, but they've actually made it possible.
Cloud9 looking focused, looking very encouraging, I have to say. This is great to see them back to some form, as well as we found the fact that, you mentioned it, they won the major to start the year, and then it was all downhill after some roster changes. Rush, good damage. Contact already on a Glaive. It was a full eco win. That drew this out as it was for Astralis. They had the 1 AK. This time they don't have that, but they have the crossfires, and they've got another kill from a Glaive trying to shoulder peek and get the headshot in toward automatic. Can't do it. We go down to just Zipex and Magisk. So round 30 looking extremely likely at this point in time. As the bomb has yet to decide if it's going to wrap or return to the A site. It will go towards CT. Good positioning from Zipex, clever, but it doesn't matter. Both kills come through, and this is it for Cloud9. If they tie this game, they make the final.
Just to reiterate, there is no overtime. You're probably seeing the hype online as to what could be happening here. It is Cloud9 who are 1 round away from the grand final. Na'Vi, it should have been theirs, but a very disappointing game against MIBR have led them to this position. 1 round decides the fate of 2 teams. Will it be Cloud9 or Na'Vi in the final coming up next? AK's out in full force, no AWP device, no kits map. This is actually advantage Cloud9 in round 30.
Start off with utility deep and Glaive to babysit as he often does. He's going to burrow in by the logs. This is a standard play from Astralis, and Glaive knows the timing of it very well. It's allowed the early rotation as well to give a 4th player onto the A site. No one playing aggressively toward Arch. In fact, excuse me, toward Quad. In fact, they've kind of jostled over position. No AWP on either side, just to note as well. So all rifles and all pace. Deep smoke potentially to try and get Glaive out at this point in time, but he knows there's a Molotov to his left. They find automatic jumping through. He now has to get out. No nades aside from 1 on refresh. That's not enough to do damage to Glaive. Glaive's not enough to get away, though. He's got Flush It Down, and he's got Zipex firing to make sure that he runs back up. 2-man. And none in response so far from Cloud9, so it's back over to the other side of the map instead. How close yet how far are they from tying this game, from getting that point they need? Refresh, he gets one gifted, he's found another! The young man shows up! Magisk down inside a castle, nearly swings to Dupree, but he got rushed beforehand. It's traded by Keo, and it's all on Keo. 1 versus 2, he gets deep inside of the site, knowing the flank was coming in from Xyp9x. He's got to hold on. Timing from Glaive. He's got work inside of the libraries, he's got no smoke in front, and it's Xyp9x on the back door who clutches it for Astralis. Now they can count their lucky stars, because they'll play Astralis in the final.
An exciting finish to an epic game there. It looked like Refresh could have been the star that shone the brightest for Cloud9 at the end. A slow game from him, but he can hold his head high.